United Touring Championship, a series dedicated to providing powerful touring car racing. Touring is a high-contact sport where the emphasis is on the ability to overtake with confidence. 30 drivers will compete in 12 races over 6 meetings to decide who will be crowned the UTC champion.
Good evening and welcome to the United Touring Car Championship, live from Knockhill, round 5 and 6 this evening. Hi, I'm James Puffer and I'll be guiding you through all the action tonight from these two amazing rounds of racing that we've got here up in Dunfermline in Scotland. Track length 2.01 kilometres or 1.26 miles for everybody here in the UK. Now, after 2 weeks ago, absolutely epic race, we are in for an absolute treat. Olivier Botenek wins the sprint race. He then comes from last place in the feature to win the feature race. It was absolutely incredible driving from Olivier Botenek, and trust me, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it, guys. It is on the United eSports YouTube channel. Please go back and watch it. He pulled out unbelievable driving and literally went from last to first in the feature. Now, obviously, we've got the sprint and the feature race for you this evening. The sprint is going to be 20 laps. The feature will be 28 laps, okay? So the feature will be 28. The sprint will be 20. Let's not forget the calendar itself, guys, as well. On the 6th of August, we are heading to Sonoma Raceway for race 7 and 8. On the 20th of August, the day before my 21st birthday, we are heading off to Donington Park for rounds 9 and 10. Then we're on to Silverstone International on the 27th of August for the last and final rounds of 11 and 12. Oh, saying that is in chat. The man of the hour who went from last to first in the feature race last week is in chat with an apology. Good luck, guys. Sorry, can't make it. Oh. Olivier there, we were just bigging you up on your feature race win from last to first, and it was absolutely incredible. So there you go, guys. All the details are down below in the YouTube subscription, so please, you can see what's happening this evening. It says sprint race 20 laps, feature race 28 laps, plus the mandatory pit stop, which is basically straight through the pits. So there we go. What about Knockhill? Well, 9 corners, 50-second laps of pure unadulterated racing. Not the most easiest. From the McIntyre all the way through the chicane at 5 and 6, it's going to be very tight. Clark, 7. Right, fast right-hander as well. And then we're going to run all the way up the railway straight into turn 9, which is Taylor's hairpin, right at the end of the lap. May not sound an issue, but unless you're going to get the overtake done on 8, 9, and into turn 1, it's going to be extremely difficult to overtake on 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because trust me, unless somebody makes a mistake, that chicane is going to cause a massive problem. So let's switch over to the race screen and we'll carry on and have a look at the track. Right, so here we go. This evening we are at the wonderful Knockhill circuit. What better place to start than Balastowski? But I made subs for this district team. Well, you may have done, but you know, at the end of the day, you're still got to be careful. There is that pit lane entry. We will discuss that shortly. But let's go on board with Ballas as we drop down into turn 3. Right-hander. Oh, it's hard on the brakes. Second gear there as well. You can see him absolutely fighting the car to try and get it to turn that corner. There is the chicane of 5 and 6. Another difficult turn in its own right. And it's not going to be made any easier this evening. These guys are going to have to fight for these cars to go around this track because it's going to be exceedingly difficult. So they have got to be careful as they go round into turn 9. Oh, there you go. That is the lap of Knockhill. So let's bring you up the current championship standings overall. So overall in first place is the man in the YouTube chat, Olivier Boltonek. He's in first place on 80 points. Balastowski in second on 60. Lee Southall in third. Lewis Archer in fourth. Nilton Cavallio in fifth. Chris Byron is in sixth place. Dominic Herbert in seventh. Luke Mitchell in eighth. Shane Dunn in ninth. Stavros Kokoroyanis is in 10th place. Ivan Balkamp in 11th. Stuart Gibbons in 12th. Jens Goosens in 13th. Ryan Embringham in 14th. Rob Sluter in 15th. Scott McFall in 16th. Daniel Thomas 17th. And Sean Roberts down in 18th place. Laura Umasak is in 19th. Devon Laporte in 20th. Alfie McGarity in 21st. Eli Cannon is in 22nd. Julie Redmond 23rd. Danny Bleak 24th. Nicholas Marshall is down in 25th. Dudes Castro Nevis in 26th. Michael Lease in 27th. Jamie Scrapton in 28th. And Elliot Hankin in 29th. With Matt Turner down in 30th position. Now, in the Constructors' Championship, it's a little bit more interesting to be fair. We've got Nero Virtual Racing is in first on 112 points. Sim District by Vibe is in second on 100. GTR Evolution in third on 64. Sim District Vibe Esport is in 60. Cuda Works is in fifth place on 59 points. Utopia Racing Arms in sixth. Spud Motorsport in seventh. Pro TC Motorsport in eighth. RD Motorsport in ninth. Demon Twitch GTR TC in 10th. HPD Racing Team Dacia in 11th. Sons of the Storm in 12th place. Scudiera Corsa in 13th. Spud Motorsport Green in 14th. Castro Nevis Motorsport in 15th. Zack Speed Pro Racing is down in 16th place. As we can see here with Vallas, it doesn't seem to be the most easiest way to be making that chicane. Oh, big cut there from Mr. Archer as he goes around. That is Lewis Archer there, taking a big dose of curve on the chicane of 5 and 6. Now this is the run up to 8. This is another passing opportunity. There is a possibility that this could be made coming into this hairpin. You've got to be careful because all in all, it's going to be a difficult one. So these guys, as they start running down now into turn 1, will stay on board with Mr. Lewis Archer going down into turn 1 as fourth gear dropping down. I'm going to go left and I'm going to go on the brakes. Try and get that car stopped as we go round turn 3, which is McIntyre. Over the gravel we go on board with Lewis, taking a big dose of curve again. There's got to be another off-track. It's going to have to be careful because the off-tracks are going to rack up this evening. Yes, there is an unlimited off-tracks. No, there is no fast repairs. Okay, so there's no fast repairs. So once the guys have done, their race has finished. So they've got to be careful here to make sure that they don't make over contact, which ruins their race. So this lap is short and sweet from Lewis Archer here, currently in first place on a 50.97. So there you go. Oh, the back end of that Hyundai nearly slides out there. It makes it round, but boy, is that a difficult one. This track is not a love track. This track is kind of a Marmite circuit. And with Lewis in the Veloster from the Hyundai as well, it's a bit of a difficult one. He's got 350 brake horsepower, but currently the car weighs about 1,265 kilos. So it's a fair old lump of car he's got here. It's going to be a difficult one because out of all of the cars, this one is probably one of the heaviest. So Mr. Archer is going to have to be very careful because that car is going to weigh an absolute ton. But it's currently doing an absolute stellar job and putting it in first place. Ryan Callum is in second here currently as well. On a 51.18 is his fastest time. Scott McFall here from Scotland as well. He's doing the job currently at the moment. He is currently in the fourth place on a 51.38. So Scott McFall there doing the job from Sim District 5 eSports. So there you go. Absolutely stellar job from these guys. It's going to be nothing more than exciting. And trust me, you don't want to be leaving this tonight because you're going to be in for an absolute amazing treat of pure, unadulterated TCR action that you've never, ever, ever seen before. It is going to be epic. So stay tuned. Sit back, grab your drinks, get your popcorn because trust me tonight, you're not going to want to miss this. This is at Knockhill. This is round 5 and 6, and this is the United Touring Car Championship. Coming just towards the end of practice now. That is practice over and done with this evening. So we're going to be going into quali very, very shortly. "15 minutes of qualifying, guys, here tonight. So stay tuned because this is going to be nothing short of amazing. As you can see, all the cars there racing out onto track. Scott McFall in the bundle as well. Chris Byram's just come out the pits. Balas Tarowski is going to lead us away. Lewis Archer takes up the position. And you can see here on the TV cam just how short this track is. It's not very big at all. And with only 9 corners and 50-second laps, it's going to be a very fast sprint and feature. So just stay tuned because you're not going to want to blink and miss any of this because it is not going to be very long at all. As you can see, Lewis Archer there go round the final corner. Let's jump aboard, see how he gets on with a lap here at Knockhill. We're going to watch the pit entry exit. There is the exit there. We've got Southall in front of us. Archer throws it into turn 3. Now this is going to be the one, if he can get this, if he can nail this. Oh, oh. Big dose there from Lewis Archer, and not an off track either. That is testing the track limits to the absolute limit here this evening as he races up around turn 8. And then we're going to be coming in to the right-hander of 9. First gear, uphill. Here we go now, hard up through the gears. Let's see what time Lewis Archer from GTR Evolution has set on the board. He's set a 51.7. I think this one's going to be a bit quicker though because he did have Lee Southall in front of him. On the brakes he goes around second gear. Oh, still not an off track. Lewis testing the limits of the track. There we go, you can see the splits on the board. Balazarowski is currently in first place. As we head across the line, what time did Lewis Archer do? Waiting for the time to come through. He goes into pole at a 51.59. Let's see if Ballas is going to reply, because trust me, he's going to want to get that position back as much as he can. Scott McFall's in pole currently on a 51.565. And he is absolutely flying along for Sim District 5 eSports there. Currently in first place. Here we go now as he tucks up, goes past there. McFall has done an absolute stellar job in qualifying with 11.5 minutes remaining. Final corner. It's going to be hard on the accelerator. He's waiting and waiting and waiting for that car to settle before he can get on the gas. In the Audi as well. Scott McFall in the Audi RS3, 350 horsepower, 1,212 kilograms, and absolute amazing car. Absolute amazing. Been around here now. Still outdoing the new Hyundais of the Velocistar and the Elantra. And the Audi RS3 there doing the job. Balazarowski is taking pole again. He's now on pole position on a 51.222. So let's see what he can do now, and whether or not he can get this further, produce a faster time. Not at the moment. Not at the moment. And we'll bring out the quali bar at the bottom so you can see the progress people are making. Danny Bleak is currently green across the two sectors. What can Danny do? Can he bump himself up the order? Currently on a 53.75. Green, green and yellow. Still on 53.75. So unless he got off track somewhere, that unfortunately did not make him go any faster. You can see the times at the bottom. Archer is purple in sector 2. What can he do in the final sector? He's pushing the car as much as he can, as much as he physically is allowed to push that car. He is behind the wheel. He is pushing that car here tonight. Purple in sector 3. And it's a 51.18 for Lewis Archer. Everybody else is yellow at the moment. I want to see him take this chicane. I'm going to come outside the car because watch the line. Up over the curb. Oh! Takes a sausage curve right between his wheels as well. And it's just absolutely stellar job. He's so quick. Scarily quick. As we see Lee Southall here as well, currently in 6th place. Chris Byram, in the Honda, currently down in 10th place. Ivan Balkamp has been off track. Let's have a quick look at that one. That looks a little bit harsh. Let's go back and have a look from outside the car. Ooh, there was another car involved in that, and I wonder if they had anything to do with it, because it did look like he got a little bit of a gentle helping hand, shall we say, as we see the two cars from Cuda Works there. Ivan Balkamp in the second, Chris Byron in the front. They've just swapped positions. So Balkamp now in that car number, no, Chris Byron's still in front, sorry. Balkamp still behind in 8th, car number 8. So there you go. Don't forget, guys, if you are here for the first time, subscribe, give the video a big old thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on the bells for all the notifications of when we are live next week. Okay, we are live for next week at Sonoma Raceway on the 6th of August 2022. We'll be live about 8:10. So put that one down in your diary, guys, because trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. Dominic Herber, Pro TC, absolutely chucking that Elantra around. Oof. Dangerous game that is played on them curbs. There is Nick Carvalho, Sim District 5 eSports as well. Car number 99 on the track map, currently in 6th place. So there you go. Nilton Carvalho in 6th. Green in 2 sectors. Has he improved his time? He has improved his time, but he needs to change his position. 51.71, still in 6th place for Nilton Carvalho there as well. Chris Byram and Ivan Balka are not going to be two of the most happiest chaps tonight, because they're currently down in 9th, 10th and 11th place. So not going to be overly happy, I'm guessing the guys at Cuda there. As you see, everybody else is currently not making any major moves on their lap times. As you see, Chris Byron trying to put the car over the sausage curbs as much as he can, keeping it between the curbs, and away we go. Let's see what Byron can do across the board. Currently on a 52.151. Goes up into 8th, breaks into the 51s, 51.786. So Byron breaks up into the top 8. Archer goes quicker again on a 51.176. Byron goes and puts it into the barrier. So there you go. Nobody else is making moves at the moment. There is Sean Roberts from HPD Racing. He is currently on track as well. So good old Sean Roberts. They're currently in 9th place. .51.91. Byron's in the pits. Lisa's on the pit exit. So they have to be a little bit careful. There is Michael Lees. Oh, he's tucked up behind the wall. Tucked up behind the wall currently. There he is. Currently heading down the pit exit there. Picking his gap, because don't forget the pit exit comes right out into the middle of the near enough into turn 1. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful. He's making moves out the way there. Well done with you, Michael Lees. Well done. As he's moving out the way, and on his way he goes again to try and drag that car up into the top 5. Tarowski's on an outlap, Southall's on an outlap, Lisa's on an outlap. Oh, does he hold it? Does he hold it? Oh, good save. Good save from Michael Lees there. 3 minutes 50 remaining on the clock though as well. So here we go into the last final part. Currently Archer in pole, Tarowski in 2nd, McFall in 3rd, Callan in 4th, Southall 5th, Leeds in 6th, Carvalho 7th, Byram 8th, Roberts 9th, Dunn in 10th place. So there we go, Neil Carvalho has been off track. Let's have a look and see what he has been up to during this. Oh, he's just pulled it over. No real dramas for Mr. Carvalho there. So there you go. But guys, as I say, go back and watch last week's race. You will not be disappointed. It was 2 weeks ago, sorry. It was absolutely incredible on the 16th of July. Watching Olivier Boltonek go from last to first in the feature. It was incredible. Full grid reverse. Don't forget. So an absolute flying race there as well. So yeah, stay tuned for this one, guys, because it's going to be an absolute incredible race this evening. Looking forward to this with 2.5 minutes remaining. 2:18 on the clock. You see the sector times at the bottom now. Currently in yellow and green. No real improvement so far here from the guys at the UTC. 2 minutes remaining on the clock, and currently got Archer on a 51.176. So let's see how this one pans out. Whether or not there's going to be any improvements as he races down through tricky Knockhill down into turn 3. Starting that downhill run and uphill. Here we go through 5. Oh, and 6. Michael Lisa currently in 6th place, going around turn 7. Oh, that looked a little bit dangerous to an off track. So here we go now into turn 9. Archer's got purple again in sector 2. It's just going from strength to strength currently at the moment on a 51.176. I don't think that's going to be an improvement from Lisa. I think that's going to be an off track. It is. Mr. Archer goes across the line. Has he improved again? He's yellow. Did he pick up his time though? Because he did go purple in sector 2. Still on a 51 there as well. We're at 51.35. Yeah, 51.35. It is done a 51.18. So Archer there, no improvement so far. Right, 30 seconds remaining on qualifying, guys. You can see the cars there all coming to the end. Lewis Archer pulls over, no improvements for him. Nilton Carvalho is in 7th place. Doesn't look like he's going to improve either. Lee Southall, there might be an improvement from Lee. It's green across the board this evening. 2 sectors of green. Oh, yellow in the last sector. Oh, no. Yellow in the last sector for Lee Southall. Here we go with the grid, guys. You see Lewis Archer is in 1st place. Balastarowski in 2nd. Ryan Callan in 3rd. Scott McFall is in 4th place. Lee Southall in 5th. Michael Leese in 6th. Nilton Carvalho in 7th. Chris Byram 8th. Sean Roberts 9th. Shane Dunn down in 10th place. Ivan Balkamp in 11th. Dominic Herbert in 12th. Elliot Hanking in 13th. Alfie McGarity 14th. Nicholas Marshall 15th. Danny Bleak down in 16th. Clayton Hinshaw down in 17th place. We've got 17 cars on track for you tonight, guys, as well. So stay tuned because the racing is going to be nothing but of sensational. So as we go into Lewis Archer there as well, he is currently in pole position in the GTR Evolution car. Right. I am just about, if it's all in and dusted and loaded to go, I'm just about to bring in the mighty Biggles into the booth this evening. Biggles, are you there? There you go, just in time. We're just about to start the race. We're just scanning around Mr. Archer's car for the pole sitter here tonight. Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible car. How are you this evening, sirs? We got the lights. We'll have a chat as we get going for the sprint race. 20 laps. And we are green here tonight, guys. As you can see us now racing down into turn 1. Lewis Archer's got the right-hand side of the track. He's going to be able to take his line. Tarowski's got Scott McFall has jumped him up 2 positions already. And there's Scott McFall from 4th up into 2nd, doing an absolute stellar job. But it is Lewis Archer currently, Biggles, who is getting away as we see a couple of off tracks for Sean Roberts, Danny Bleak and Ivan Balkamp. We'll take a look back at them currently at the moment. There's another one there as well. Lee Southall is off the grass and is currently down in 6th place. Back at Knockhill. This is going to be unbelievable tonight. That was Ryan Cullen. Yeah. Ryan Cullen there as well. So he is gone off track currently and has dropped it down into 5th place. But an absolute flying start up front for Lewis Archer there with the Biggles, and he seems to be opening up a little bit of a gap already.
And Nelton did a pretty good job too. They remember the 99 Portuguese driver down the Audi. He's getting 3 positions from that start. Fantastic launch and coming clean and out of the fence and pointing in the right direction. That's what you want to have. And we also got to go back down to Mr. Clayton as well too. The 73 car, he's up into P12 after a nice 5 positions gained in this race as well. So yeah, all getting it done early. That's what you like to see. And then now you got to get it down there, put those lap times in, grind it out. It looks like there perhaps might be an overtake run just up the road too. There's a court. There's a climb up into the hill.
Yeah, there we go. This is too wide. Here we go. This is whoa, contact. Nil Carvalho, after his amazing start, has just been collected by Ryan Cullen. There's another load of contact there as well. We did say it was going to be not so much pure TCR action. Cullen's into the... Oh, he's in.
There's not even contact there. It looked like he turned in. But we got a lot of replays obviously to come up. There's a lot of action here. Here. Now we know that there was contact there.
Yeah, then
that was a bit elbows out, I'd have to say.
Yeah, then we'll jump forward and see what happened to Cullen here. Yeah. Was there contact with Lees? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. It's further back though. It's further up here. There. It was. Yes.
Slight bit of contact on his rear end, I think, that sent him off. And
he's got the Holden livery in that car too, as well. Holden Australia for the supercars, so that's where I recognise that livery from. Yeah,
he's currently now. Well, Cullen's out, Carvalho's out, and Bleak's out. So we'll have to see how this one turns out. We've got Byram in the pits as well. What has happened to him? Chris Byram there is in the pits, and Nicholas Marshall and Sean Roberts are together from HBD Racing. Team Dacia are side by side currently as well. So we're going to see how this one turns out, whether or not we get a little bit of a team orders here. But at the moment, though, it is currently Michael Lees chasing down Southall, and he's got a bit of a mission, because as you can see, he's got about a 3-second gap currently down to the leaders. Elliot Hankin is locked in his own little battle, as is Ivan Braukamp. He has currently got Dominic, it's car number 32 behind him currently as well. So that is Nicholas Marshall, who is just got past there for Ivan. It's a tough track, this big, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It looks tough, all right. We're seeing a lot of action already, and his teammates obviously were working together brilliantly. Did allow that through. What was happening to the 32 if he has some sort of damage, because it just seems that he's dropped a lot of pace once his latest teammate through, and now he's at not teammate through, of course, just that's just past him, and yeah, he seems to be just dropping back a little bit, but hey, points are points, just keep it with it. We've seen already the action up the front, and anything once again can happen. The elbows are out. You mentioned that, didn't you, top of the show, saying expect to see oh, we are getting through the season, remember? This is 5 and 6 rounds, so this is when you start getting a little bit more, what would you call it, greedy for points? Is that a good word to use? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I think, to be honest, they're giving it a good old go at this point. I think that would be the sort of terminology I would look at using it. You know, Byram's here having a good go at trying to catch up with Dominic Herbert here in front of him. Alfie McGarity is another one who's trying to hold back the demon tweaks of Elliot Hankin while trying to push forward to Shane Dunn. There, you saw Shane Dunn go in front of Elliot Hankin, looking at getting a run on McGarity now as they head around up through 7 and through that long left-hander of 8. We were discussing at the top of the show, main overtakes probably this straight here and then down into turn 1. Not much else left at this track, is there?
Doesn't seem so, but throwing that car out through those S's at the top of the hill there, that looks scary. These things just launching like they're not on rails. And I'd say that trying to get that car through there as quickly as possible and focusing not to lose control of the car would be one of the tricky things outside the overtakes that you'd mentioned. And this is Elliot that we're currently watching on board, trying to get up the tailpipe there of McGarry. McGarity, if I'm pronouncing that one correctly.
Yep.
And so far, really lighting him up once again for this possible overtake coming up soon, which is, as you mentioned, probably in that final turn now around here somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to be having to try to close back up. We've got Neil Cavallo in chat. Unfortunately, this was my last race. I will be in Portugal for the rest of the season. Well, Neil, and I'd like to point out there's one more race tonight, young sir. This is only the sprint. We've got the feature to go. You're not joining us for the feature race. That will be a bit of a shame if we don't get to see you in the feature. Dominic Herbert now is climbing all over the back of Mr. Byram's looking to make it a move down into turn one. It's going to be a brave move to send it up the inside there. He thinks better of it there. Dominic in the Elantra. Mr. Byram in the Civic in front of him there as well. And he's also got to be on the move and trying to get going again here, because it's going to be a tough one here for Dominic Herbert. Now Alfie McGarity and Elliot Hankin-Biggles are still going at it as they're coming round turn 7.
But now it's an actual possibility of an overtake because it goes side by side here. They're in the P7 position. You see they're going to come up to the tight hairpin. Now the inside line or the outside line is going to count. Obviously, if you get the inside line, you're going to have maybe the track position, but you're going to have not the exit speed. So that's just it. And there it is. So it's going to be another drag down the main straight.
Yeah,
into turn 1.
Who's going to get it? Is it going to be Hankin? Is it going to be McGarity? As these guys go racing down into turn 1, you don't want to be side by side. You don't want to be side by side. Alfie McGarity knows he can't go side by side down into turn 1 and drops back. And that is Elliot Hankin up into 7th place. Scott McFall is under attack from Balastaroski here. You can see them currently on the screen doing the job. Let's have a look at the last lap times from these guys. And as you can see there as well, McFall, Tarosky was quicker over the last couple of laps, 7 and 9, but McFall was quicker over 6 and 8. Going to be a tight one with 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, just looking at Milton out there in the chat there, which he didn't mention, of course. But I thought you are Portuguese. You're going back, I guess you're going back home to Portugal for the rest of the season. But anyway, once again, hopefully you're going to be in the second race coming up. Because there's 2. If it's going to be your last race, let's see what you can do. Well, we do know it's very much possible for anybody to come last to first in this championship, as we've seen before, but in this case as well, too. You're going to have a reverse grid.
Yeah, absolutely. Full reverse grid. And we've got Olivier Boltonek, who's in chat, the man who went from last to first. And we see Balastaroski trying to throw it up at the inside of Scott McFall. Here we go. We're on for another drag. Audi versus Hyundai. Down into turn 1. Who is it going to be? Who's going to be brave? Who's going to have the William Wallace spirit? Is McFall going to have that? He is. He's sending it around the outside. Tarosky nearly got loose. They're going to go down into turn 3. Who's going to get this now? As you can see, Tarosky throws it up the inside again. That could have ended in a serious bad way for both of them drivers there. It was just unbelievable that they managed to actually keep it on track between them.
You just mentioned something about William Wallace. I was about to say it was played by an Australian, not a Scotsman. Of course, not the real William Wallace. I haven't done my warm-up exercises. But these drivers have done their warm-ups today. They look like it.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll ignore the fact that Mel Gibson played William Wallace, and we'll put him into the hands of the Scotsman that is Scott McFall. But we can see Sean Roberts and Ivan Bau come side by side as these guys are running down into turn 9. The final hairpin corner. Hard on the brakes, there you go. Balkamp has been quicker over sector 1. He's been quicker over sector 2. He's got a little bit of a bent up bonnet, just a little kink in the bonnet on the left-hand side there. Unless that's just maybe actually the paint livery as these guys go racing down into turn 1 now. Roberts is going to have to defend absolutely like crazy. Oh, Balkamp's going to go running out. Ooh, yeah,
flashing the light too.
Well, he's got to try and get through, but this is not the sector. This is not the... that was
contact.
Oh, that was never, ever, ever going to be the section to be throwing it too wide there, because that is just not done.
If gap car, there was a gap. It's possible.
Oh, not through
very, very, very slimly possible, but...
That was No way that was going to be held through that. I've got to be honest.
It's a luck of a draw on that one, mate. It's going to get 50-50. Look at the replay here. It's going to get 50-50. Somebody in the fence, somebody not, and there's the case. Unfortunately for Sean, he got the fence end of the deal.
Yeah, nice. Like that one. So,
trademarked Biggles 2022. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Copyright, I mean.
So we got Toroski here. He is being chased down by Scott McFall. Gap's out to about 6/10 of a second currently at the moment. So we're seeing how this one will materialize. There are the gaps on your screen. Balcamp is also now within that second gap over McGarity. There is McGarity in the front as we're heading up round turn 7 and racing down into turn 9. Carvalho in chat. Let's go, Scott. He's currently in 3rd place, just lost a position to Tarowski, but he's there making moves. Balcamp looks somewhat quite speedy in that little Civic.
It is a little Civic, yeah, exactly. Didn't have my girlfriend to take that one out for a spin and come back with a whole bumps and scrapes and stuff like that on the car.
Yeah.
So that's very good. As you mentioned there before, somebody's got a couple of those on that. Yeah, I mean, it's also that the man in P2, Ballas, is doing okay. They're keeping, well, in P3 actually, sorry, at McFall, they're keeping Ballas in shape. And nothing too much about Lewis Archer to worry about, isn't it? The man that, the boss man, doing a good job at the moment, 2.4 seconds up the road. But there's pressure, I think, back in P9 and P8. There it is, Ivan. It's going to be side-by-side. Once again, we've seen a few side-by-sides this evening, and they have not panned out brilliantly for everybody, but you got to give it a shot. Where can you climb up the hill?
Yeah, Balcamp was unfortunately involved in that side-by-side. And as he's going racing down into turn 1, Alfie McGarity hugging that inside line. He doesn't want to allow him through. Balcamp's taking it too wide through here before. He isn't afraid to send this Civic into a gap that may or may not always be there. Sean Roberts has been off track, has Nicholas Marshall. So we'll have a look back at that one. We just want to see how this one materializes from Balcamp and whether or not he's going to try and make it down into turn 9. He's closer now as he's ever been. 2 temps and closing at the moment. Down to 1.9, 1.8. You can see it coming down there. Can Balcamp send it up the inside? He's looking, he's not. He's going to try to cut back in 9.
Yeah, take the racing line, perfect in and out apex, and then you get a good exit speed. I was going to say, I wouldn't mind if you go on board with these drivers as they climb up the hill through their S's, but at the moment, we're going to see the action if he does try to go side by side here. It's all about a little bit of slipstream, same performance. Everybody's flat to the loud pedal. This time he has to back off through here, as you mentioned. That's gamble. I don't know if you want to go on board. I'd like to see if you go on board for a second. I want to see how this feels climbing up. These cars bouncing around. Look at that. Whoa. I wouldn't want to be feeling it. My neck already hurts at the moment. I can imagine how it feels inside these cars. Look at that, fighting the car. Oh, there's another contact.
Contact there.
Well, Ivan's been in the wars this evening, my friend, with a few people. Might have to be, I don't know, a few chats later to the race control after this.
Yeah, that is somewhat of a tough one there for Alpha McGarity because he was doing so well, and then all of a sudden that has unfortunately put him out of the race, and that is never good there. But Balcamp there has been involved twice now with 2 incidents this evening. Lewis Archer, there he is. If you want to see a man going through that hairpin, Biggles, on board, this would be the one. I watched him in practice and in qualifying, and boy, oh boy, does he just throw this car through as we jump into the cockpit. So here we go. Have a look, sit back and enjoy this. Oh.
I just wonder if those plastic stick things, whatever they're called there, are actually like just drive over them? Because everybody has this evening.
Yeah, I think they just go over the top. He hasn't racked up any off tracks, and he's probably been doing the same line from the beginning, and he didn't rack them up in practice either, or quali. And he's only currently got 3, so unless he went a little bit further than normal. But yeah, their bollards are nothing more than show. They don't do a whole great deal, shall we say, for these guys. So you know, no real
Close up
problems.
against the pit wall to high-five his team. Fortunately, they're not going to be on the pit wall that close like they are at Formula One. Don't mention any of that, by the way, too. I've not seen it, so keep that one tight zipped for now. And back to that battle for P2.
I know the results, but I won't say anything. Olivier's in chat. Audi is really difficult on this track. Well, at the hands of Scott McFall, he seems to be doing all right, currently in 3rd place. So, you know, he's giving it a good old go and making sure Tarowski here is honest as he can be. And I believe we are coming round for the last lap of the race. There is Mr. Archer coming across the line. You can see him now. The white flag is out and it's waving there.
Barney, right?
Yeah, Barney, the flag bearer, mate. I'll tell you what, that guy never gets tired. I tell you, absolutely never gets tired.
I think he's on 900k a year, if I'm not mistaken, and he's flown everywhere. He's got more freaking flying miles than a pilot for 30 years has.
Oh, absolutely. Here is Balkamp again now. He's up with Elliot Hankin. There's no doubt Balkamp is quick. However,
I think they said the team radio, would it be for the other cars this evening going, all right, he's been to the wars a few times, so let's see, this one's going to pan out.
I was going to see him run down into the 9 now. Hankin on the right, Demon Twigs. Balkamp on the left, Kuda works. Balkamp got him. Oh no, they're on the last lap, aren't they? Sorry, they're still behind Archer, so they're on the last lap. We'll pick up Mr. Archer here as he comes across the line. He's going to take the victory this evening in the sprint race, and we'll start from the back in the feature. Tarowski in 2nd, McFall in 3rd, Southall in 5th. Michael Lees is in 6th place. Shane Dunn is going to come across the line in 6th. Ivan Balkamp. Oh, I don't even want to look. I've got to be honest.
Something's happened here, hasn't it? It's right, there it is. Oh no, that is now the 3rd. I'm sure when things are coming in 3s at this point, you got to start. They're definitely going to start looking at something, obviously, aren't you? I mean, we just up here. We don't make those decisions, of course. That's one for the FIA. But yeah, in this case, like you gotta think. All right, 3 contacts in one race.
I know.
Something has to be asked.
I know it's tough racing, right? I do understand that it is tough racing. I don't know. That's
maybe a little too tough. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a warm up, but you get those results up in a second, and then, well, the boss man's done it again, hasn't he?
Yeah, I know they say elbows out, but you know, a little bit too many.
It depends,
elbows.
mate. It depends on where you define your elbows are.
I'm not quite sure, mate. I think he's been throwing everything out, to be honest. There we go, Mr. Lois Archer comes across, takes the victory by about 3.1 of a second. Tarowski in 2nd, McFall in 3rd. Southall in 4th, Michael Lees in 5th, Shane Dunn 6th, Ivan Balkamp in 7th, Elliot Hankin in 9th, Clayton Hinshaw, Elliot Hankin in 8th, sorry, Clayton Hinshaw in 9th, Nicholas Marshall in 10th, Chris Byram in 11th, Dominic Herbert in 12th, Sean Roberts 13th, Alfie McGarity 14th, Danny Bleak 15th, Ryan Callan 16th, Nilton Carvalho down in 17th place. So there you go. We have got a little bit of a warm-up for you now, guys, as well. So stay tuned as we just go into the warm-up session of about 10 minutes. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think the stewards are going to have...
And they will come off his way. It's also going to depend on those other drivers. Like, how do the other drivers feel about it? Like, do they feel that it was fair racing on their behalf, or do they feel that was a little bit too greedy? That's probably more the question, isn't it? Because it takes 2 to tango, and if all the parties are disagreeing with his driving, then that's something I'm sure the stewards will look at. But they all say, no, it's fair, it's cool. Hey, if it was a role reverse situation, I could have been the one that was beneficial of it. So, once again, I don't know. I mean, these drivers are very good sportsmanship as well. But, once again, you can be the best friends off track. And when it comes to on-track racing, you could be sometimes mortal enemies. That's just the way racing goes.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. They've got to now decide where their limits will be. Tarosky is waiting in the waiting room. Let's have a little bit of a chat. Of course, second place in the sprint race. Balaz, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Good evening, young sir. How are you?
Good, how are you?
You good?
Yes, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much. Very well indeed. You got past Southall. You did a stellar job to keep him at bay there. Second place, you got to be happy with that.
Yeah, pretty much. I think Lewis was a bit too fast after the time I lost with overtake, so I think it was the best I could do. But good race altogether.
So you're starting, on the last row of the grid for the feature in the full reverse. Do you have a plan, or do you just plan on going as quickly as possible over the 28 laps?
Yeah, that sounds good.
You got to keep that man behind you, Mr. Lewis Archer. That's going to be a key, isn't it? As you're going to slush your way through the field, hopefully as much as possible.
Yeah, he's he has some good pace, but I think if he starts behind me and if at the end of lap 1 he's behind me, I'm pretty sure I can keep him at bay, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, mate. I look forward to the feature. Are we going to see a Balaz doing Olivier Boltonet from last week? Are you going to go from the back row to first place?
Yeah, that's the plan, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. I'm happy. Just as Max Verstappen says, mate, just send it.
But yeah, and as Master Yoda say, there is no try, only do.
Oh, look at this tonight. You're getting them all, Balaz. You jumped into the booth. You're getting all this advice. What more could you ask for?
Just believe in the force, my friend, and it might very well happen. But yeah, we'll let you get ready because you got a little bit of time in the warm-up, of course. And we've had a little bit of a thing to keep an eye out there for the number 8 cars. So if you get close, just remember there's been a few incidents with Ivan.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
just aware.
Be aware, Ivan Balkamp is on a bit of a mission. He's full elbows out tonight, mate. So just just keep an eye. But have a good second race there, Balaz, and maybe we'll chat to you after.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Oh, there you go. That was the first time, I believe, we've spoken to Balaz as well. So, he's got a tough job, Biggles. Last to first is not easy. Olivier did it last week, but the thing is, are we going to see it again?
He's not pumped last. He's not pumped last. He's still got, he's got Chris behind him, I believe, isn't it? Will he have? He'll have
Lewis Archer behind him.
Lewis, yeah, so it'd be close enough. I mean, you have to say if you start at the back row, essentially. I believe Ryan's not actually going to be in this race, Ryan Cullen, so yeah, there should be, both of them definitely should be on the back row. It's all interesting now, isn't it? Because that's what I love about the reverse races is that you still see the opportunity of those drivers that can get out early, ones that have the luxury of starting on the front row. Just get a great launch. Don't even look in your mirrors. As I said, rip those mirrors off the car. They don't exist. And just go for the rest of the race, and hopefully not have to worry about anybody. Because of these top guns that are quick, they've got a lot of work to do to get up to the point where they're going to start chasing you down if you're not pulling in the same lap times. But time is always on your side. Even if you're not going to be as quick per lap, all you have to do just be 1/10 or 2/10 slower max, I'd say. Then the quickest guys on track, as Nicholas goes into the fence, then you'll be okay. I think you'll be able to hold them off. But you can't afford to make any mistakes. That's going to be the key.
No, definitely. And I think that's going to be the main thing for these guys is trying to limit now the amount of mistakes that have been made, because it's been a tough race one. I'm not quite sure what Ivan's going to be going through in his head about now, because 3 incidents, 3 cars in front. The stewards are definitely. I think they're going to have a look at that and decide what the outcome's going to be and what the situation will be. But I think he's now, he's going to be starting near the front. Okay, the way the reverse works is going to be there or thereabouts. So. What would you do if you were Balkamp, though? If you were in his shoes there, Biggles, and you're sitting there thinking you've just had that race won, 3 incidents, 3 cars that you've got past, by them going off track, I'm going to say I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I possibly can here in the booth. But what would you be doing in your head? Because that was a tough one.
Well, if I was engineering the driver, for example, I would say, okay, you know, let's just put that out. Let's just ignore that one. That's something that may be talked about and reviewed later. But you approach this race now, and you do the opposite. A nice, clean racing and not have any incidents, and get the job done. And that'll also be something I think that be in, you know, race control's minds when, you know, your second time around, you're incident free. And it's been good racing. That's kind of the way, isn't it? To roll and reverse it, like turn a negative into a positive, and show that, you know, I'm not like that every race. We can race cleanly and properly. We, as in obviously him and the other drivers as well too. As I said, it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I would say. Just get that out of your mind, and then just treat this race as a complete new one, and get on with it.
Yeah, I think that's what Ivan Balkamp was going to have to do. We've got 1:22 on the clock now, as we see they're going with Danny Bleak as he flies down the pit straight. We're going down the start-finish straight. There he is at the top of the hill there on the drone cam. I think the drone flyer needs to get a little bit closer to be making...
sorry, let me get it here.
Yeah, grab hold of it and see what you can do.
I got it.
He's a little bit far away there on the old drone cam.
That was a pretty quick drone. My drone is not that... I love this climb out the hill. He'll leave this to jump, bang, straight over the pollards.
Mate, I was watching...
What's a chicane? Doesn't exist. Just
no,
go over it.
Watch this. He literally... This is just unbelievable. I wouldn't think you could do this in any other car. He's up in the air there already going down into turn 3, but watch Archer go through this chicane. It is nothing short of sublime, the way he positions that sausage curb between his wheels. He just goes up, over, comes through there like an absolute rocket.
It's the shortest path, isn't it? That's what you want. Always try to keep a straight line as possible, so you get maximum speed through. That's obviously paying dividends for Archer by winning the last race. Not sure he did get the fastest lap in that last race. It's working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix. That's what they say.
I am so fearful of Archer's pace tonight. I think at the back of the grid, and I think he's got a job to do, because I think he is going to fly. And I think that's going to be the problem. I think he's going to be overly quick. So Nilton Carvalho is in first if you are here, young sir. Ryan Callan in second. Danny Bleak in third. Alfie McGarity fourth. Sean Roberts in fifth. Dominic Herbert sixth. Chris Byram in seventh. Nicholas Marshall eighth. Clayton Hinshaw ninth. Elliot Hankin 10th. Ivan Balkamp in 11th. Shane Dunn 12th. Michael Leakes 13th. Lee Southall in 14th, Scott McFall in 15th, Balastarowski in 16th, and Lewis Archer down in 17th place. Archer's pace is scary, and I think that's what the guys are going to have to be looking out for here, because I think Archer's is going to be unbelievable. There's no poleman, no Nilton Carvalho, no Ryan Callan, as we got the lights are on for the feature. 28 laps, don't forget. And we are a green as we're running down into turn 1 now. Danny Bleak has got an absolute flyer. He's opened the gap, which is what the main job of him to do this evening was, open up that gap. Mr. Archer is further down the back of the field. He's trickling past Mr. Elliot Hankin. And the only man, Lewis Archer and Dominic Herbert here, have been off track. But I won't worry too much about that at the moment, because both men are still running in the race. There's another one off the side there as well. Was that Southall? Oh, that's going to be... He can't
keep it out of the fence there. No traction. Yeah, I was going to say, because he couldn't get back on there because it's all gravel. And I tell you what, Ballast did exactly what he said. He needed to get ahead of Lewis Archer, and he certainly did. He's gained 7 positions up at a P9, while Lewis Archer's still back at P13. So the man that spoke to us before has done a fantastic job. In fact, I think he's even up a little bit higher now, as we're seeing somebody else going into the fence.
That's Clayton Hinshaw and Dominic Herbert.
Yeah.
These guys are battling it out as they're running down into the last corner. Clayton there trying to make moves past car number 78. Oh,
contact there. That's both cars, and more positions gained, of course, there for Ballas. Up at a P5 now, the man's 11 positions. I think we might have motivated him with the, yes, hey, there is no try, only do. Master Yoda certainly with him.
Yeah,
let's see. Danny Bleek's still leading this one. Nelton, unfortunately, had not started the race, so the Portuguese driver was right when he said he was obviously literally packing to go to Portugal. Unfortunately, he's not joined us for that, and he would have been on pole.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Anyway, see you again soon, Nelton.
Yeah, have a good one, mate. Take care in Portugal. I'm sure you'll have lovely weather. Olivia Botenek, the Hyundai doesn't move on the curbs. And, of course, that is what Lewis Archer is in. He is in the Veloster in the Hyundai. But Balastaroski here, absolutely flying.
This is coming up. Behind.
Oh, Ivan Balcom going down into turn one.
Exactly. This is what we did give him a bit of a warning, so he is aware of it. And I tell you what, Ivan's not going to yield this one up for sure. Absolutely not. This is very dangerous. A little bit dangerous, I think. You don't want to let that play mind tricks with you, but got to go for a gap here.
He's got to go because Lewis Archer.
Somebody off in the background. 2032 car, I think it was. 23 car. Well, that was 32. Nicholas Marshall goes around.
Nicholas Marshall goes around there, unfortunately, as well. Let's have a quick look back and see how that one materialized here. That is Lee Southall, I believe, behind him. Does he manage his... Oh!
No, he keeps it. Yeah, he's very, very lucky.
I bet that on the nose was incredibly close to the car in front.
Not a very good turning circle on these cars, are they? But yeah, who's lucky?
This?
It's when you hit that out here, exactly. When you hit that gravel, you just can't get that traction on. When you hit the loud pedal, maybe you have to lift a little bit. I don't know. It's easier said than done. What happens in 2.6 milliseconds?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We've got Ivan Balcamp, Cuda Works, Alfie McGarrett, Spud Motorsport Green. And we've got Balastaroski from the Nero Virtual Racing and Scott McFall from Sim District Vibe eSports.
Going for it.
Your battle, mate. He's got to. Oh, there's a gap there.
Oh, he can sneak up the inside there. I think he's done it. Ballas has done it. He's waiting for the opportunity. That was a mistake there from Ivan. Ivan went to for the opportunity. He just misjudged it and has lost 2 places. And that allows Ballas, essentially, I think Ballas is still battling with Alfie right there. But that's, yeah, Ballas could be up in a P4 here. He is. Maybe you go hold it off here in turn 1 coming up.
Oh, Scott McFall's in the pits. Don't forget they have got to do a mandatory pit stop here. Ballas going around the outside, drops down through to coming in.
Oh, there's contact
Ivan.
in the background. There's Ivan.
Oh.
And he's on the, he's right on the racing line.
Middle of the track.
Unfortunate. Yeah, nothing he could do there. Of course, maybe we're going to reverse it up, but that's caused a massive pile up behind. And once again, he's in the wars, isn't he? Unfortunately, this time around, that was, he didn't get the right end of the stick on this. So
no,
the 50-50s have
he
gone
lost out there,
wrong.
but look, we're on board with Hankin now, and
Hank had got nowhere to go. Bang.
Just
yeah,
in.
you could go left or right, but you're going to go probably into the fence if you went left anyway. And who else? Somebody else, I think, spun. Did they? No.
Yeah, that was one of the, I think it was Nicholas Marshall. Sean Roberts was involved from the HPDT team as well. So he's just lost a place to Dominic Herbert, who, of course, was in the wars earlier on with no fault of his own as Clayton Hinshaw missed his braking point in the last corner and unfortunately spun there as one of the guys from Cuda Works just manages to miss the Clayton Hinshaw and into Dominic Herbert he went. Tarowski now has got 5 seconds to the cars in front. They've got their mandatory pit stop to do. Scott McFall has already done his. He's out of the way already. Shane Dunn in front has done his. Archer's done his. Dominic Herbert has done his as well. So there's a lot of people that have already done them now. What are you thinking for Tarowski? Would you take it now? Why he's got the gap?
Have they done their pit stops? I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them.
Well, they just drive through, don't they? The mandatory drive through.
Oh, but because it doesn't show up as a pit stop. I don't see it up on the timing tower.
Pit lane time.
Yeah. No, oh, okay. I did that. My apologies. Yeah, you're right. So, well, that's also good to remember. We still have Lewis Archer. Now, he's managed to climb his way back up to P8, but he's got traffic up the road, as you can see. Exactly. 2 of those cars he has to somehow work to get past. But he's done his drive-through, as you'd mentioned. So that's done. We're looking at, what, 13 seconds for that pit stop drive-through. So that's what's going to cost our race leaders up the road.
The trouble is, from Byram to where Lewis is, he's currently got 16 seconds. So if he thought about it and took it now, the thing with Tarowski is he's got only 11. So he even needs to go and chance pulling out because there's going to be Archer coming up the hill very shortly. There he goes there now. I believe it trying to go around the outside of McFall. That's not always going to be an easy job. As these guys go racing down into turn one, they're going to be side by side now. Archer on the right and the green. GTR McFall in the Audi. McFall's going to hold that line.
Yeah.
Archer didn't have anywhere to go there, did he?
Well, he's also, I think he's playing the smart game. Like, risks and rewards can pay off, but sometimes the risks can not turn into rewards. And knowing that, you just won the first round, and you want to get as many points as you can for the second round. That's going to help out his championship hopes, of course, because you got to think of the long-term championship game here, not just one position in one race.
Exactly. We've got Clayton Hinshaw in chat. Terrible move by me there. Who did I crush? Well, young sir, you crushed...
Oh, no, you just made a mistake on your... Oh, yeah, there it is.
You crushed Dominic
So he'd
Herbert.
lost it. And unfortunately, the car just had to go forward. That's just a simple racing mistake to make. Yeah, you just a little bit snapped the brake, it looked like, and then unfortunately, gravity pushed you into another car. But
yeah,
it's
so
not the first time.
No, it's not me.
Oh, it's bumping. Oh, this is very. If Lewis was Archer right now, I'd be like, be very cautious here. You want to try to get a position, but it's easy to be sent into the fence.
Absolutely.
And he still backed off there. He didn't want to risk it. It was very, very lucky he wasn't up from ballast before to sneak through there on Ivan Balkamp, because we all know they could have turned up all pearl-shaped.
Absolutely. Shane Dunn, look at that. He's positioned that car in a defensive way, but as you say, it does jeopardize your exit out of the last corner. Overzealous and then lost her. Cheers, though. No worries, Clayton. It was Dominic Herbert there you unfortunately had coming into, as you see Archer going past Dunn. And that is Archer up into 6th place. Current gap 17 seconds to P1. Current gap to Balasarowski is near enough 14. So he's got positions there. Shane Dunn takes him back as well. So that Shane Dunn not giving up that position easily. As we can see these guys fighting it out. 18 laps remaining. This is just anybody's game with this. I think this pit stop makes a massive difference, doesn't it? They've got to really plan their time. I'll bring out the gaps for you.
Bring out the gaps. I'm keeping an eye on the lap times, because they're doing pretty good lap times, I'd have to say. I mean, with that overtake to Bells did, it's a little slower, but they had been doing it in 51s, and I think they need to be consecutively doing 51s and to keep that gap, as you'd see there. That's the gap to... It's the gap to McFall, if not mistaken, right?
Yeah.
Scott McFall, no. Yeah, that's one's been through the pit lane. So it's crucial. It's actually, he's gained 14 places. It shows you 11, I think, on there, because it's not counting a couple of races that didn't start the race.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do. Because we've got about 18 seconds up the road. Shane Dunn's got 13 to Ballas. I don't know, I'm impartial to kind of jump in. If the gap's going to be as tight as what we're looking at is going to be at the moment, 12.5 seconds. Archer's just cleared Dunn as well, so Archer's going to be on a mission now. If I was Tarosky, I would be looking at trying to get into the pits. He's in second. So Scott McFall was taking his as well, putting down to 5th. There's Scott there. Ivan Balkamp still in 4th. Danny Bleak still in 3rd. And our man Ballas in 2nd place here. I'll be impartial to get out of the way, Biggles. I've got to be honest. So there you go. Right. Lap 13, Tarosky still not going in. Byram still not going in. Danny Bleak still not in. Ivan Balkamp still not going in. Scott McFall's already done his one. So it's now down to Scott. Can he get up the gap? He's got 16 seconds, pit lane time of about 13 to go through. So it's going to be a tight one. But McFall currently in 5th place here. So let's see how this one materializes. Byram's opened up a bit. About 6 seconds of a gap over Tarosky. Can Byram keep this lead. Is he going to be looking at going in? No. Lap 13, still not done. So let's see how this one materializes here with Tarowski as well. Tarowski's not through. Bleak's not through. Just gone past there. I believe that is not Sean Roberts, because it's the other one. Nicholas Marshall has just been lapped, and unfortunately has gone round. Oh! Keeps it out of the barrier, does Nicholas Marshall. Here, but we'll go back on board with our own Mr. Byram from Cuda Works. Doing a job, Nilton Cavallio. Go, Scott, go. He's got 16 seconds. 13 seconds through the pits. He's got to make up some time. He's got to make up some time. And we're going to see how this one materializes, because to be honest, he's going to have to go some to try and get it. To be honest. Yeah, let's see how this one pans out here tonight with Scott McFall trying to chase down. This is the story at the moment. He's got 15 seconds to Byron now.
And Lewis Archer just set the fastest lap too on that last lap, so he's really trying to pull him in as quickly as possible with 51.3, so about 2/10 he shaved off Mr. Scott just up the road.
It's going to be tight with these guys. They're now, it's 10 seconds for Tarowski in second and 16 to Byram in first. So, yeah, I don't know, Biggles. I think he's going to get caught. I think Tarowski
They might.
Get
I mean,
caught,
yeah. Bolus is now in the lead of this race because did we have somebody going? Yeah. So he's lapping 51s, and the only people that are lapping.
Chris went off.
Yep.
Sorry.
Chris has gone off. I think that's the reason why I was wondering why Chris was leading, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing Ballas in the lead. There it is. Oh, it's so unfortunate. It keeps it out of the fence, but that's a lot of time lost, and he's on some escape road there at the moment.
He's down on the right-hand side, I think.
Find your way back. It's like when you're leading a race too, isn't it? And all of a sudden it's like, well, potentially, you know, we all know that there's pit stops still have to occur, but he was good lap times, and it was keeping Ballas at bay. They were lapping in the late 51s, which the only two drivers are lapping in the late 51s as well, was Scott and Lewis. Everybody else is in the 52s, so they're pulling a bit of a gap. Chris has decided to get in the pit lane. That's a great idea. Why not? You know, you got to just recover from that one and try to get your head down there and get back into it. You still got 10 laps to go. That's enough time.
Yeah, he's going to lose another position to Dominic Herbert. He's going to come out in about 8th place, I believe. So Alfie McGarrett's a little bit further back, but Ballas has still not made his pit stop, and he's got 11th place man Sean Roberts behind him. He's got a gap of only 9 seconds to McFall now. Yeah,
that's come down a lot. That's because I guess they've been eating slowly because they've been the same lap times. They haven't really been that much quicker. That probably, I think right now he might have to look at making a pit stop. Otherwise, it could be a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Day late, dollar short, as you say.
He's got it now, because if that gap comes down too far, it's just going to be too much for him to close up.
Wheels off there from Scotty. Who needs 4 wheels, man? You drive these things on 2.
Oh, mate, Scott's in the old Audi. He's given it a good old send. But as we've seen, it only takes one mistake from the leader, as it did with Byram.
That's really risky there. From
Look at Archer.
I think it's our championship leader, Archer. He's just like giving it. Elbows are out for Archer.
I don't even know if his elbows. It's everything. I'm sure he wants to be that second man, mate. It's second man to go from last to first. He knows the gap has come down. He knows Tarowski, Bleak, and Balcom have not gone through yet. So this is going to be a straight fight, I reckon, between McFall and Archer.
That GoPro's getting a bit of a smackdown, isn't it, underneath the car, as we can see from its beautiful camera angle. The sensation of speed that you really get the closer you get to the track. Oh,
Watch
once
this.
again, unbelievable. Look at that. Rear slides as well to actually compromise a bit of speed there for Scott on that exit. And see, slowly tapping that braking pedal there, just not too much applying to it. That's the sand on the inside on the left there that a few people have hit. That's what sends you going around. But they're all just a line astern. Here he is, last of the late breakers of Lewis. He's got to make it stick around the outside. It's just a little bit too much to try to pull out, isn't it? But now he's going to have good exit speed. Now he's done this a few times, hasn't he? He takes that completely different racing line down the main straight. Is he going to be just too far? He has to be too far back here, as you said. You don't want to go too side by side through here.
No, it's going to be a battle of the braves, mate.
Oh, he's going to go for it, bud. He is. Wow. They are both.
Oh, no. Oh,
Scotty's
no.
not yielding. He doesn't need to.
Oh, no. Oh.
Of course, there's a battle up the road
There's a
too.
battle
So
up the road
anything
as well.
happens,
Balkov,
it happens
I
to
believe.
them. It is Ivan Balkov.
Oh,
Oh, this is going to get interesting. He's already got damage on the car too. Look at the inside door. And here we go. Oh,
Yeah.
if you want excitement, everybody, welcome and tune into United Touring Car Championship. Because if you blink, you're going to miss some crazy action here.
Archer's got through, though. Archer's got through. They swapped positions no fewer than 6 times across that lap before they've kind of got it into the fact that Lewis Archer's got in front. No 6 times at that lap swap. Over that lap did they swap positions. Unbelievable.
What's interesting, bud, is going to be coming up to Ivan here right now. Who's run off into the... That's an overtake for sure. And that's a legitimate overtake that he wanted to have, obviously, because he was in the walls earlier in the first race. So that's it. But now Lewis has to deal with this scenario. Now Lewis is going to deal, obviously, with Danny. And then he's going to look at... Oh, he's going for it! And there's also contact! Double contact! Perhaps his last late breakers. Just have to keep an eye out behind.
No,
It
they've
doesn't
made
cost
it.
Scott McFall. Scott McFall's safe. And now look at this, side by side. Lewis Archer and our favourite drivers this evening. And I think Lewis got to give him the outside here for sure. Done. Does he? Yes.
Yeah, he gets
Very
it.
lucky.
Do you know what I'm afraid of now? Is Tarowski's left this too late. 12
Yeah,
seconds.
I think you're right. Absolutely, he's absolutely lost it. Maybe to that. It's tough. It's tough. It's 12, isn't it? 12 to 15, depending on.
Yeah, there seems to be variances in times here, but we've got, he's got to go.
Maybe I think that
has to.
battling has helped him a little bit there. It definitely has helped him because all that battling, those guys were doing 52, 53s, and he's still consecutively did 51s.
He's got to go in.
But now that Lewis is free clean now, Lewis is going to pump those laps in tooth and nail, and he wants Santa Claus to come early this year by being one of the second man to come from last to first.
Yeah, we'll
this
keep an
championship.
eye on the lap times over the next couple of laps. But if I was Tarowski, I'd be looking at going in. They just lost the race with that fight. I don't think so. I've got to be honest, Olivier. I do not believe that Tarowski is going to get this. I think Archer, if Tarowski does not go in soon, Archer's going to get him. He's going to.
I hope he does go in soon because I want to see a fight between him and Lewis because that'll be your round 2, isn't it? That boxing match that you had, even though they weren't so close at the start of that first race. But now you're going to see it again. So it's going to come out. Either Ballas is going to be ahead or Lewis is going to be ahead. Somewhere on the line. Or Ivan could be in the mix again. So it just depends on where Ballas is going to come back out right now. And I hope he doesn't wait till the last lap to do it. Because I really would like to see him go for it too for now. Because it'll be, Ballas is said he was confident. Hey, if he's ahead of Lewis, then he can beat him. And at the moment, he's been ahead of him, of course, the whole race. He kept ahead of him, gained a lot of places. He's up 15 in this race, but he still needs to make the pit stop, the drive-through.
Well, we've got Olivier on our timing screens about 12 seconds. Maybe that might be wrong. Don't get me wrong. Archer has just pulled out 3/10 on that last lap, on lap 23 alone.
Yeah, this is the problem now because Archer's now got clean air. He's pumping in quick laps. That's what Ballas has to respond. Probably should have responded a couple laps earlier, I think, as we said.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's going to commit to this. But I don't think he can match him lap for lap. We'll see. Yeah, 51.95, 51.83 for Lewis. So he's not going to match him lap for lap. Lewis is going to slowly pull him in. I believe, anyway. Danny Black's decided to go in for
Taking
his
that
pit stop. We
another
still have Ivan still has to take his pit stop, we forgot. So that's still looking good for Scotty to get a podium here.
Yeah, Bleak's going to go through now. We'll give you a rough estimate on time. Bleak's gone through, and he's just 14 seconds.
Ooh, that's a long stop.
Long time. Look at Tarowski. He needs him out the way.
Yeah.
That is the green spud of Alfie McGarity. Not the green spud. Sorry, Alfie. That's not what I meant. It's the Spud Motorsport green car that you just got out of the way.
Still green spud.
It's green spud. Here we go. Here we go. Tarowski's in.
That's it. Yep. I think Archer's got this one for sure.
He's on the limit.
Where is Archer? Down the main. Ooh, this is close. He might have him here. Can he get the power up? Look at this. You got to see Archer flying over the hill here. And on the power, and he does. I think he's got him. Trabelski has covered him off. Absolutely amazing. He's going to be... Oh, there's action in the background.
That's Balcamp.
And guess who it is again? No, no.
Oh, no. Let's have another look. Oh.
Action all around. And once again, similar situation that we've been in here. What's happened? So inside going for it. And yeah, I don't know.
That was more Southall taking that bounce on that curve, I think, put him out.
Exactly.
But we've got
Bit
down...
of a taste of your own medicine kind of scenario, I'd say. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've got a second to go. Second gap. 2 laps.
Oh, this is it. All right, fellas. But put it this way: both of them are going to have a last to first challenge win here, because they both started on the back row. So, yeah. But if Archer can pull this off, mate, that's back-to-back wins, which is I don't think we've had that all season, have we?
Well, Olivier got it in the last one, didn't he? Olivier's in chat saying, "Told you, I told you I was right, Mr. Commentator."
Yeah, true. You know. Hey, we should be listening to him. He's won it. He's done it before.
Yeah, but the problem is Archer's closing. Oh my God, he's just taken 3 attempts out of him. He's just taken 3 attempts within the first sector of this racetrack already. This is going to be...
It's one thing to catch, it's another thing to overtake, but because you only got 2 laps to get it done.
Archer is there. Archer's there. I cannot let Olivier just be the only man to go last to first. I am coming. And he is coming like an absolute banshee as we're going on to the final lap of the race. This is it, guys, now. The Gladiators, Tarowski and Archer.
I do. I got it for Ballot. I got it for Trusky. I think he's got it because he said that. He was confident in the interview with us. He said, no, he's not. Lewis is not going to beat me if I'm ahead. That's what he said. He's put his head down. We did think, you know, he wasn't completely denying the fact that he could go last to first. We had to give him a bit of a confidence boost, and I think we certainly have. Yeah. And look at that. I don't think Lewis is too far back now, unless it's going to be absolute last to late breakers. Lewis does it, remember, on that final corner.
He's got
but
4
it's just
attempts.
too far back.
I think he's too far. I think this could be a Tarowski win by about 0. I'm going to call it now, 3/8 of a second. Archer signed up.
That's what Archer does, but it's not going to be enough exit speed. Going to be close, but no.
Oh, this is going to be Tarowski. Tarowski
yes, he got
it. Oh.
Amazing.
Tarowski got it by 4/10 of a second over this man, Lewis Archer. Scott McFall coming across the line in 3rd. Shane Dunn in 4th. Danny Bleak is in 5th. Chris Byram just comes across in 6th. Dominic Herbert in 7th. Balcamp there got involved earlier on with some incidents, and he's now down in 8th.
Car's all beat up.
Yeah, his car's just unbelievable. Ivan Balcamp in the wars. You have them races though, don't you, where all of a sudden you get tied up in a lot of different things that sometimes aren't always your fault, but sometimes are your fault. And, you know...
well, at that time around, it seemed like he got the opposite side of it, didn't he? Like, he was the one that had to go, was sent around a few times. So it might have evened itself out, hasn't it, karma, per se. But, yeah, you guys did call it out there. You said that battle that they were having there, obviously the battle Lewis Archer was having, did probably cost the win. If you'd like to go through those feature results for us, please.
Yeah, so we've got Ballas Tarowski in 1st place, Lewis Archer in 2nd, 4 attempts back. And that was an absolute race and a half. Unbelievable from them guys. Scott McFall in 3rd, Shane Dunn in 4th, Danny Bleak in 5th, Chris Byram in 6th place after leading and then unfortunately going off on it. No, it's completely on his own on turn 1 as he dropped down into 2. Dominic Herbert in 7th place was involved in an incident with Clayton there, and still managing to keep going. Ivan Baukamp in 8th. Rough night for Ivan there in 8th place. Alfie McGarity in 9th, Nicholas Marshall in 10th, Sean Roberts, Michael Lees, Elliot Ankin, Clayton Hinshaw, Lee Southall, Neil Cavallio, and Ryan Cullen round out from your 11 to 17 because they were lapped down. So sad I couldn't be there. Well, that would have been absolutely amazing to see you here, young sir, to be a part of this absolute incredible evening of racing. That was just nothing short of sensational. Biggles, that was just unbelievable.
I can't wait till he is here next as well. Hopefully to be a part of that party. Yeah. Once again, so now we've had 2. So you will hold the record as being the first, but now you're going to have a second, of course. Ballas getting it. We'd say that Ballas and Lewis because once again they're both starting at the back. So yeah, either one of them had the last to first challenge, and well, they almost only one could pull it off. In that case, this time around it was Ballas. So he did listen to Master Yoda, mate. He did.
He did. He had a good go, right? These are only provisional results, guys. This is what we've got currently at the moment. Tarosky is in 1st place. Archer currently in 2nd in the championship. Byron 3rd. Olivier in 4th. I don't think them scores are right because Olivier was on 80 at the beginning. So we won't bother running through the rest of them because for some reason the scores didn't update correctly. So we'll have to try and take away and work on them ones and see what happened within the scoring system. Love technology when it doesn't work. It's just one of them things, isn't it, unfortunately? So there you go. Lost the lead now. Yeah, I believe you probably have. I think Archer got it there. But let's bring in the 2nd place man tonight into the booth. Is Mr. Lewis Archer. He was so close on a last to first. Only the 2nd man to do it if he could have done it. And he missed out by 4/10 of a second. Lewis, welcome in.
Was that what it was? 4/10?
4/10 as you cross the line, mate.
You still got the most point spot, remember, for the whole series because you won the first race and 2nd in the 2nd race.
Mate, I don't actually know where any of that came from. I didn't expect. I'm okay at Knockhill. Yeah. And then when I was on pole, I just thought, what? No way. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. And I did it, and I thought, this is going to be an Oliver thing, isn't it? This back to the bloody front thing, and I didn't realise Ballas hadn't pitted.
No.
And he was 11 something seconds ahead. And then when he came out right in front of me, I checked my L. I was like, oh!
It was definitely an exciting one for us. Olivier called it though. Olivier said that Ballas was going to come out in front. Right, we were adamant here. We thought he was going to not. We thought he'd left it too late. The gap was down to about 11, nearly 12 seconds. We had a pit lane time of 14 on our timing system. So he literally, if he made it out, he made it out by a hair's breadth. The gap come down. At one point, you took 3 attempts out of him in sector 1. Literally, your chicane. I want to talk about your chicane. Your chicane in 5 and 6 is just unbelievable. How? Where does the bravery come up to send that Hyundai into that chicane like you do? Because it was just unbelievable.
It's like a WRC race, wasn't it?
Mate, I've never seen, straight up, I never saw anybody else throughout this whole evening of racing take that line that you did through that chicane.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was just off track, off track, off track every single time you were going through there. But by the looks of it, by our system and off tracks alone, we don't obviously account for contact and stuff like that. You got 8x. But, yeah, nobody else was taking that line.
Mate, it was there to be taken.
Yeah,
it's just, flat
How's
car.
your back?
Yeah, I mean, if it was real life, you'd probably ache a bit right now.
Oh, mate, you would be in complete agony because you were just bouncing across that curves as if it was nothing. And, you know, we thought it was going to be just, it was going to go a cropper at one point because, you know, you were up on 2 wheels. It didn't seem like it was going to go right, but you managed to hold on to it and you managed to finish in second.
Scott was absolutely giving it some. I was following him for quite a bit of that race, and arguably he was taking more curb at the turn one than I was prepared to turn. His car was going so high up in the air and then just landing on the floor. And if I did that with mine, I had to keep the car flat. It wouldn't do it when it was turned. Crazy.
I think that overtake that you did too, as well, too, with Ivan Balcap and who was the other driver? I think
Southall was involved as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's you got past both of those drivers in, a very, obviously, there's always risk taken, but you did manage to get past them. That was crucial, I think, to getting very, very close to potentially winning this towards the end there, because that traffic was obviously holding you up. But once you got it done, and if you were aware that Ivan was quite in the wars in the first round before, was not an easy man to get past. But yeah, because of their mistake, you got it done. That was, I think that was a very amazing, very crucial part of that race to get you up into that second, almost first. Overall, of course, you got to remember you wrapped up the weekend with the most amount of points, and that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I think both of you did really. You have to share that one. Depends on who got the fastest lap.
Yeah, again, that'll all have to be looked at. But I don't know where I stand in the title, but I've kind of let go of any sort of hopes and dreams on that. But doing that and not expecting to have that much pace, and then having that much pace, has kind of given me a bit of hope for the last 3 weekends.
Yeah, exactly. We think with the provisional scores, you are up in, I believe it was second place. So we'll keep an eye and I'll update accordingly. You guys at home as well, but we got Ballas waiting in the booth. I'm sure he'd want to have a good old chinwag with us. So Lewis, thank you so much and congratulations on your second place.
No worries, buddy. Catch you in a bit.
All right, so here we go. Here is your man who did second to last this time, Olivier. Second to last to first place. She said just send it. Biggle said just go for it. He went for it. Ballas, welcome into the booth, young man. Congratulations on your win.
He's speechless, I think. Are you there, mate? Might be speechless.
Yeah, I think it's just it's overwhelmed Ballas at the moment.
I would say interesting to see his race start there, because as I said, like by lap one, he'd hopefully get back in a second, By lap one, he gained, 10 odd positions. An amazing start. Are you there, Bells?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, we got you. Sorry. Did you get what we were saying before, just there at the start?
I couldn't. I didn't have a sound. Sorry.
Okay, James?
Absolutely flying there, mate. You managed to get from, second to last to almost first place to first place. You got to be happy.
Yeah, that was a good race. Yes.
Good race.
You knew it, didn't you? You knew it. You were confident.
No, you told me to use the force, and I did. So that's
there
what
you go. The metachlorians are flowing with you, my friend. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in your race start, you gained a lot of positions at that race start.
Yeah, I think that's where
now.
That's where I wanted. I think that's because the traffic was going to be really bad for Lewis in the later stages. So I tried to get through the traffic early and then pit late. And I think making up those positions fast, that was the key.
Yeah, we've counted about 4 or 5 positions already from the start before the end of lap one, before you've even got round onto the straight of 8. You know what I mean? You were absolutely a man on a mission. Got to be honest, did panic me a little bit with your lateness of your pit stop. I did worry that you were not going to get out in front.
Both of us were, weren't we? We were sitting there going, we probably think he should have boxed in. Another 2 positions gained there as they went off. We're like, he should have probably boxed a little bit earlier. And you're sitting there probably going, guys don't know what they're talking about. I got this all under control. What was going through your mind?
I wanted to see where Lewis is. And I knew if I had a gap of more than 12 seconds around, I would be fine with the pit stop. And so I tried to just stay in clean air, because if I pitted earlier, maybe someone who hasn't pitted would have been in front of me. And so I just tried to, as long as I had the open air, I tried to go. And then I left 1 lap or 2 laps at the end, just in case I'm behind Lewis, to try to make an overtake at the very end, but that didn't happen. So, I came out in front in the end.
Well, I remember you telling us that as long as you kept Lewis behind you, you'd beat him. That was obviously definitely the case today, wasn't it? it wasn't until the very last moment, last couple of laps, that you had to keep him behind. But it seemed to me you were very confident, and I thought Lewis was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you, and just probably just not enough time to get it done. And you were confident to keep him behind to take the win.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to overtake around here. I think in similar, like if you have a similar pace to someone else, you have to really really send it. And these curbs and dips and bumps are crazy. So I think pushing like 100% in a race is really hard. So I think that having track position is really important, and that's what mattered today.
Yeah, you did. Now we go into Sonoma Raceway next weekend. How do you feel about that track balance? Are you happy? Are you not happy?
I feel not happy with it because I won't be racing. I'll be on vacation.
Oh.
Oh,
So,
so yeah, that's gonna. Cause Oliver wanted to be here today and he couldn't, so that's probably an opportunity for Oliver to come back. It is the case lately, isn't it? I think in some of the leagues, some people are going for it's vacation time, of course. So some people are having to skip weeks. So well, that's a good way to end it, I guess, for your vacation. And then when are you coming back? The week after for you?
yeah, I'll be back for what is it, Donington Park, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah, Donington on the 20th, mate.
yeah.
Right.
So that's the plan.
Well done tonight, Baz, and congratulations on your victory. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Have a good holiday. You deserve it. You ended it on a high going into your break. So congratulations.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go, guys. What a race, Biggles. What a race.
Yeah, I'm glad they let me through on immigration just in time, didn't they? So I could jump to the track. For the William Wallace's, of course, it's up here in Scotland. But yeah, it was, mate. Absolutely. It was a cracker, as you expect. It was everywhere to look. Action-packed all the time here at United Touring Championship. Rounds 5 and 6 are done and dusted in the bank, mate. Once again, as you said, we're off to our next adventures.
We are. We're going to Sonoma Raceway next weekend on the 6th of August. So you can join myself and Biggles then on the 6th next weekend, guys. As we take off, the broadcast will go live about 8:10. You will see us on the YouTube channel at about 20 past. We have a little bit of a countdown, gives me a drink and settle down time. But guys, as well, thank you so much if you have joined us in YouTube. Olivier there as well. Much love for staying in with us all night. Clayton Hinshaw joined us after his incident. Neil Cavallio after his after his race 1 incident there. Come and join us in YouTube as well. And Ads Vaughan as well. Thank you so much again. And if you are watching it, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and give the video a big old thumbs up. And turn on the bells for notifications so you'll be first to know when we go live next week. So that's it. That's it. Another week at the UTC done, guys. So all that's left for me to say, as always, is from myself and Biggles in the background there. You all take care. Have a great week.